When it comes to new releases, I feel like they're super hit or they're super miss. People either love them or they hate them, and obviously, everyone's got different opinions, and everyone's going to have different opinions on things like games and movies and entertainment in general. But I feel like new games are pretty controversial because there's so many things that companies can screw up. Bad writing, bad art direction, rushing a game, things behind the scenes like crunching employees, poorly monetizing a game. I mean, the list seriously goes on and on. But people obviously don't want a buggy, broken game, especially when you're paying $60, and now some games are $70. Now, Outriders is a new IP by People Can Fly and Square Enix. It's a game that a lot of people had pretty high hopes for because Square Enix is the publisher. People Can Fly made Bulletstorm and Gears of War and a few other pretty popular series, so there was just a lot of hope that it was going to turn out good. And the game launched only a couple of days ago, and it's currently being review bombed on Steam. The Reddit is being flooded with negative messages, and the game's official Twitter account is being flooded with negative posts because this game launched and it's basically unplayable for a lot of people. Now, before we get into the articles, if you like the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to see my daily content. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted, and if you really enjoy the videos and live streams that I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. All of the links are in the description. I appreciate all of the support. So we're going to start out with a Forbes article. Outriders servers are struggling and the PC version is stuttering and crashing. Despite a month-long demo, launch day here for Outriders could be going a little more smoothly. While it's easy to play at least the very extensive base campaign solo, Outriders is still an always online game and its servers have been going down intermittently, with a reported fix on the way. This game is completely borked right now. The servers are completely screwed up, and I want to show you all the Twitter really quickly before we continue on with the article because they have been posting a lot of updates and there hasn't been really any positive updates. 14 hours ago at the time of making this video, our servers are continuing to improve as the team is working hard to stabilize them in the long term. Continuing on, we are continually working through it all, but we're hoping to, in the near future, share more specific details about what's been going on and what we've been doing about the issues. We've been observing a period of stability for some time now, with players being able to get back online, but then if you go to the comments, people are saying things like, you're saying I can play it when I get home, and someone commented for about 10 seconds before the servers crash again. So obviously people are not happy with the situation. It says I hadn't been disconnected from servers all day until just now, but others have been enduring disconnects for a while, often in the middle of a lengthy enemy encounter or boss fights that get reset. Others have been dealing with the eternal signed in issue at the start screen that has been present in some form for most of the beta. You'd think that if this was an issue since the beta, they would fix it, they would be able to counteract this issue, but no, it is still an issue that people are having on launch weekend. This was an issue in beta. Did they fix it? Of course not, they just ignored it. So some players are reporting a stuttering that was not there during the demo, others are reporting that the game is crashing frequently, and still others are experiencing so many crashes that they literally cannot play the game at all. Outriders seems to think that rolling back NVIDIA drivers may resolve some of the stuttering issues if you want to take that rather dramatic step, but so far there's no other suggested fix. You would think that there would be some sort of suggested fix besides rolling back NVIDIA drivers, and there are still so many people who are saying, I tried it, I rolled back the drivers, and I still can't play the game. It's still buggy, it's still broken, it's still stuttering a lot. So it says it's not uncommon for a live service game to have launch issues. Everyone remembers the infamous Diablo 3 Error 37, but it's a little bit more frustrating in Outriders' case, given that almost everyone is probably going to be booting up the campaign solo to start, but the entire game has to be built based on an online ecosystem to support co-op play with no offline mode. This can't be how the industry's ran. You can't release games without servers that can hold enough players. They knew that there would be a lot of people who wanted to try this game. I mean, it released on PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia for the 3 people who still freaking use it, and it launched day 1 on Game Pass. Game Pass player numbers alone bring in a ton of people, so they had to know the numbers day 1 would be giant. We don't know exactly how many people are on Game Pass, but as of 2020, the reported numbers were that there were 15 million members of Game Pass. 15 million. And not everyone with Game Pass is obviously going to play the game, but imagine a 4th or a 6th or even an 8th of those numbers trying to play the game day 1. This is what happens when you launch online-only games. If it had an offline mode, then this wouldn't happen that often, but companies all want to go for online-only games, and it hurts more than it helps them. It sucks that this is the model companies want to go with, because we're going to see this happen all of the freaking time games launching, them having server problems, and just this bad vicious cycle. They obviously miscalculated player numbers somewhere along the way, and now we're in this crappy situation where you can't even play this new game. I'm hoping that it'll work soon so I can try out the game, because I've been trying to stream this game since launch day. I was looking forward to playing it, but I can't even get into the game. I got into the game once and it instantly disconnected me and it kicked me out, and I had to restart basically the first 25-30 minutes because I wanted to make sure that the game would be stable, and unfortunately, like I thought, it wasn't. I keep getting this infinite loading screen for the sign-in page. It's just a disaster, but I hope that they get their act together with the servers and crossplay, which I'm going to talk about, and just fix the whole damn game. So I want to head over to this TechRaptor article. Outriders crossplay not fully functional at launch. This is supposed to be a co-op game. They really hyped up the crossplay, and now it's not even functional on launch. So not every new game launch goes smoothly, unfortunately. Outriders crossplay is broken on launch, suffering from a bug that is causing players to get kicked from games. So the game has launched today, which this article was posted 2 days ago, and there's a bit of a problem, unfortunately. A bug has broken Outriders crossplay, resulting in players being kicked from matches on both PC and console. The problem was highlighted in a list of known issues posted on Reddit by Square Enix. In preparing the day 1 builds for PC and consoles, we discovered a desynchronization between the PC and console code, the Reddit comment read. This results in a back-end mismatch which causes players to be kicked out of a multiplayer game that includes both console and PC players. They didn't say when they're going to fix this issue. They didn't say how they're going to fix this issue. They literally shut off crossplay for now. That was their solution, was to shut off crossplay until they can figure out the issue. You'd think that they would be able to fix this issue. They would have, I don't know, double, triple, quadruple checked it before the game launched, but no, it launched. The crossplay is not functional between PC and console players. So continuing on, I want to head over to the Reddit. I wanted to read this specific post because it does have quite a few upvotes at this point. Someone said, all of my gear has been wiped. This is again a known issue that a lot of players are dealing with. As the title says, I was playing last night before I was kicked from the server. I turned off the Xbox and went to bed, only to log in this morning to find my character and my vault was completely empty. Can you guys restore all of the time and effort I put into this character, please? I love the game so much, but this makes me very bitter with the state of how things are being handled. This is awful when you put time and effort into a game. You put tons of hours and then you walk away from it, you come back, and all of that progress is wiped. All of that progress is gone. That is like the worst feeling. And I know that it's a bug. A lot of players are dealing with it, and maybe they'll be able to restore people's items, but who knows at this point if they'll be able to. There are so many issues with the launch of this game. Crossplay's turned off, people's accounts are being wiped, all of their gear and their vaults are being wiped, stuttering, lag, technical issues, every freaking where. This is a terrible launch, at least in my opinion. Now let's head over to the Steam page because the current review for the game is mixed with 12,000 reviews. There are a lot of dislikes, and I don't necessarily agree with just disliking a game after launch weekend because they could fix the game in the next week or two. to, and I think that they deserve the chance to be able to fix the game, but I understand people's frustrations 100%. So let's look at one of the reviews. World levels stuck at level 3 literally will not progress me. Guns are grossly underpowered, tickle your enemies, and maybe do a bit of damage with an ability. The game is predominantly running backwards and unloading 5 clips to kill a mob. Bugs are absolutely out of control. Let's go to another review. Another shining example of why always online requirements for single player modes shouldn't be instituted. 2 hours of solo play, over a dozen server error and server disconnection messages, lost progress twice and had to start over from the beginning. The game itself seems like it could be fun if I could reliably play it at some point without the servers deciding I should play something else with my limited free time. When you only have a certain amount of time, you don't want to be dealing with disconnects and bugs and glitches. You want to just be able to play a game, and you should be able to just play a game on launch weekend. Continuing on, for a game that is largely a solo experience with optional co-op, no open/shared world, the requirement for connection to servers, or lack thereof since launch, makes it impossible to recommend at this time. Someone said if you're looking for a refund, remember not to leave your game on at the loading screen waiting for authentication to get into the game. Lots of people crapping on People Can Fly and also Square Enix. Core components operational, multiplayer operational. This is what their website says. I don't think they know what operational means. It's really unfortunate that this situation has happened because this game looked like it was a mix between Gears of War and Destiny and a little bit of Anthem, and I personally really like the first Destiny game. I really, of course, like the Gears of War series, so this was a game even I was kind of looking forward to. After Cyberpunk, I feel like a lot of people stopped pre-ordering, and a lot of people stopped being really excited for games. I personally was, mildly excited for it. I was looking forward to be able to create content for it, live stream it a couple times, but people can't even get into the game. This is unacceptable. It's unfortunate that this is how the game launched, and I hope that they can fix it, but at this point, clearly people are already refunding it and are pretty upset with the quality of the game, and again, I understand. I've been trying to play the game. I haven't even been able to play it, and I hope soon that they just fix all the problems, people can play it, and people can enjoy it, because clearly people are pretty interested in this title. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.